After dominant 7 chords and after minor 7 chords, major 7 chords are probably the chord you're going to play the most. And so it makes sense to also take them all the way up. We're doing a series of lessons to expand your chord vocabulary. We're taking it beyond the normal, taking it beyond the bare bones beginner approach, and trying to give you ideas of what chords are available and where to play them and how to play them. Some of them are very specialized, but they're going to give a unique sound you can't get any other way. So let's talk about the major 7 chord, okay? Major 7 chord is the 7 chord that's a half step down from the 1. The easiest way to form it is play the major chord, knock your thumb down a half step. It's very dreamy. Yes, just put you to sleep, okay? And so, major 7 chords. In the series at BSharpTricks.com, we left you at the level of a major 9. So we took the major 7 chord, we taught it to you, then we added the 2. When you add a 2 plus a 7, you get, of course, a 9. 7 plus 2 is 9. And that's a very stable sounding chord, good chord, great chord. And that's kind of where we left you, okay? We just kind of said, okay, when you're on a major 7 chord, this is the most advanced chord you play right now. It's a major 9 chord. When you see a major 7 chord, you can always play a major 9 chord. That is absolutely true, and this doesn't take anything away from that. But what I'm trying to say is we kind of left you there. Then, in the last lessons of the series at BSharpTricks.com, we took dominant 7 chords, which is a whole step down, and took them all the way up. We didn't leave them at 9s. We added the 11, we added the 13s, we added the flat 9, we added the flat 13, and all. I mean, we just added all this stuff together. And then in Pentecost style playing, we have altered chords. In your advanced lessons, you have an altered chord, or the raised 9, raised 5th chord, which I think is the best sounding altered chord. And that takes the dominant 7 all the way to the top. That's where it ends up at. So in your level of playing thus far, in our last series, we took the minor 7 and took it all the way up, like we had done the dominant 7. In this set, we're going to take, this set of video lessons, we're going to take the major 7, which you play, and we're going to give you a ton of options to play over the major 7. So again, this is useful because you want to get to the level where you not only have something else to do no matter what you're playing, but where you have a bunch of things to do, and you can pick and choose what really matches the song or your mood or both at the time, okay? So the major 7 chord, remember that's the chord that's written with the triangle 7, or if people can't find the triangle on their shortcuts on the Windows PC or their Mac, they will do MAJ7, and that's just about as common. So the MAJ7 or the triangle 7 is the major dreamy 7, okay? So we're going to take the 9 chord, but before we do that, I would like to regress just a little bit. And one of the things that I would like to regress is just remind you that the major 9 chord still applies here, okay? And one of the things about the major 9 chord is we played it just C, major 7, and then adding the 2, okay? But one thing you can do is you can omit the 3rd, and if you omit the 3rd, you end up with a triad over a root. And what I mean by that is this looks like a G chord. You put that G down here, you really see it. G chord over C. And so a major 9 chord is the same as a G major over C in the root, okay? File that away. A C major 9 chord is the same as G over C. It's the same thing. Now, some teachers will teach their students that right off the bat. Say, hey, if you want to play a major 9 chord, here's how you do it, G over C, okay, or whatever. The problem with that is if you want to add the 13 or the 11, the students are like, I don't know what to do because I didn't learn it the actual right way. So I taught it to you as C, make a major chord, move your thumb down a half step for the major 7, add the 2, okay? But we can also, it's useful to think of it as a G major chord over C, because when you have a triad in your right hand, it frees up the possibilities. For example, it's easier to go up and down the voicing. So I'm taking a G major chord, moving the G up to the top, B up to the top, D up to the top, or take the top and put on the bottom D and B and whatever, okay? And that's pretty simple, okay? Now on a G, that just sounds kind of plain. But over a C, G over C, what I'm essentially doing is I'm taking a major 9 chord, I've omitted the 3rd, and I am going up the voicings, I'm arpeggiating the chord. And so that sounds really impressive. You can take the G chord, wherever your thumb's playing in the bass, play on the top, and then roll it. So my thumb and pinky, I'm gonna put my thumb where my pinky is. When I pick my fingers up, I'm not gonna squeeze my fingers. So all I'm thinking is keep my fingers there, roll the chord up, my thumb where my pinky is. Okay, you can get pretty quick with that, okay? Okay, so that's something else to do. So we've added a lot of color and a lot of texture. So if you have a song, let's say it's a C major 9, and this works for any major 7 chord. I want to emphasize that. It always works. So instead of playing our C major 9 chords as we are, or our F major 9 chords, we're going to think of it as G over C and C over F. And hear the difference besides just doing the basic chord? When you start thinking of it as G over C, it makes it very, very pretty. So you've gained a lot of color, a lot of variety, not really learning a new chord, you just learned a new way to think about the chord. So the way you would think of it is if I'm doing a C major 9, the major chord that's the 5 away. So be G over C. Or if that's too hard for you to think, I think it's, what is it, up 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yep. Okay, so F, up 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, C over F. B flat, B F over B flat. Okay, so think about that. And you can get a lot of mileage out of that. Same chord, but man, what a difference, right? G over C, C over F. Okay, and then back to the normal major 9 chord. So that's one way to think about it. Just by changing the way we think about it, we get a lot of things to play. And that's one way to kind of snazz up your major 7 chords.